Hi, welcome everybody, and today we are going to create a sandwich in Photoshop because I want you to see how the layers interact with each other, and this is an important skill to learn. The first thing we're going to do is download the student files, and we're going to do it all at once. So go to the project sheet, click the link until you get to the student files. Here we are. Now, I want you to hit this down button, and I want you to hit download, and you will see it says zipping file, and we're going to wait for it to go. Okay, there we go. And there is my folder, and it is downloads. I'm going to double click. There it is unzipped. I'm going to bring it to my desktop. And I'm going to double click my digital media folder. There's Photoshop, and you can see I've already done this with the class. So I'm going to move to trash, get rid of it. And I'm going to bring in my sandwich. So now I have my watermelon head, and now I have my sandwich sheet. And once again, that is digital media, Photoshop, sandwich sheet. There are all my files. Great. Let's get started. I'm going to pull up Photoshop. I'm going to hit this green button here to show everything, and I'm going to hit File, New. You're going to hit 7 inches by 5 inches. Resolution is 300 pixels, and the color mode to be RGB, and the background contents to be white. And then I want you to hit Create. It should look something like this. Beautiful. I am now going to go Command-Shift-S for save, and I'm going to go to that sandwich, and I'm going to call this Sandwich project or something that you'll remember what it is. We are ready to go. Great. So I'm going to hit Command O for open, and I am going to bring up the tablecloth. There it is. It's going to load for just a second. Command A for all, and then hit Command C for copy. Go to the sandwich project and hit Command V to paste. There we go. Now I can grab these handles. If you don't have the handles, hit Command T for transform, and then you will have the handles. And I'm going to pull it out to the side. I can hold down my Shift key, and that way I can distort it just a little bit so I can fill up the white. I hit return, and there's my first layer. I want to double click on layer 1, and I'm going to call this tablecloth. Name every single layer, and then hit Command S to save. Next step, we have a plate we're going to add. Command O for open. We're going to grab the plate. Beautiful. I'm going to hit select subject to see how well it does. It does pretty good. If it doesn't do as well as mine, use one of your selection tools up here. It's the first 3. And then I'm going to go Command C copy, go over to the sandwich project, Command V place. Excellent. Remember, if you don't have the handles, Command T to transform, and you're going to pull this out, and I want you to have it take up about half to a little over half of your sheet. Hit return, and it will smooth it all out. Okay, great. I'm going to name this layer plate, and I'm going to hit Command S for save. Now we're going to learn a new skill. I want you to go over to layer. I want you to go over to layer style, and we're going to do a drop shadow. We're going to make it look like this plate is actually sitting on this picnic blanket. Okay, so you're going to go down, you're going to select drop shadow right here, say that it's normal, opacity 100, angle 90 degrees, distance 35, spread 22, size 17. Okay, and then hit OK. Now you can see that I have layer effects on my plate layer, and I can temporarily turn those off and on within the layers palette as well. Beautiful. Command S to save. Our next layer is going to be the bun to our hamburger. So we're going to go to bun, open. I'm going to hit select subject here. And again, if you don't have your contextual toolbar, go to window, contextual taskbar. I said toolbar, taskbar. Make sure you have that. And I'm going to hit select subject. It did a pretty good darn job. It grabbed some of these, no problem. I can unselect them. So I'm going to grab this selection toolbar. You can see that it turns things that are pink that are selected. I'm going to hit my option key, and it becomes a minus sign, and I can erase that pink. And now if I hit the move tool, there's my selection. I'm going to hit Command C, go over to my sandwich project, hit Command V as in victory. There's my bun. I want it to be smaller because we're going to add other things to this plate besides this hamburger. Wonderful. I'm going to name the layer hamburger. And I'm going to hit Command S for save. Perfect. Command O for open. I'm now going to open my hamburger. And there it is. I'm going to hit select subject and see what comes. Okay, it did those two, which is great, but I only want this one here in the middle. So once again, I'm going to grab my selection tool brush, and if you need to change the size of your brush, you hit the bracket bars, which are in the upper right hand corner of your keyboard underneath the plus sign and the hyphen sign. So you can hit up and down and make that different. Then I'm going to hit the option key to make it erase. Okay, I'm going to go in here. Great, still in here. Now you can see in here I want it a little bit smaller of a brush. Minus sign. Okay, hit the move button. Perfect, there it is. That's exactly what I want. Command C for copy, go back to the sandwich. Command V, there is my hamburger. Great. And I'm going to resize it and make it fit the bun. I want a hamburger that's almost the size of the bun. Am I right? I hate it when I get chipped on that. Return. Oh, we're going to make sure we name that other layer bun. I accidentally named it hamburger, and I'm going to call this one hamburger. Okay, great. So we have our first two layers. Command save. I want to hit Command O for open. And now I'm going to choose the cheese. And I'm going to hit select subject. And it does an okay job, but I don't want to bring over the holes in the Swiss cheese. So I'm going to get my magic wand, which is the fourth one down, click and hold to get rid of it. And I want you to hit the option minus sign, and we are going to get rid, we're going to unselect these cheese holes because we want our Swiss cheese to look like Swiss cheese. Okay, and I'm going to hit Command C to copy, Command V to paste, hit the move tool, hit Command T to transform as well, and I'm going to put my slice of cheese on top of my hamburger. Feel free to rotate it as well if you wish. Hit return. There it is. We have this layer. I'm going to call it cheese, and I'm going to hit Command save. Perfect. Now I'm going to go Command O, and I'm going to grab the tomato, open it up, select subject. It did a pretty good job. Remember, you can edit with one of your other ones. Command C to copy, sandwich project. V, there is my tomato, so you could put a few small ones, or you can do one bigger one, whatever you want. And you can see how these layers are interacting with each other. And I'm going to name this layer tomato, so I know what I'm working with. Command C. Okay, great. Now I'm going to hit Command O, and I'm going to grab these French fries. And we're going to do kind of an intricate selection, but I know you guys are up to it. I want you to hit select subject, and we're going to go in and edit where those holes are just a little bit more. So I'm going to hit my brush selection tool, and I can use my zoom tool over here to go in even closer. And you can see my brush tool is too small, so I'll use my brackets, which is under my plus sign or my hyphen on the keyboard. And I'm going to hit the option key, and it will turn into a minus sign, and it will delete. Make that even smaller. Option key. There we go. I'm going to check in here, and I'm going to hit the option key. I'm going to color that in all the way to here. And you can see this one is really pointy, so I'm going to grab my lasso, poly lasso tool, and I'm going to hit my option key, and I'm going to click and point. And you have to like complete the shape, okay? And I can bring that in as well. Let's see, is there any place else? Oop, I'm gonna hit the minus, which is the option key. And I have to complete the shape. There we go. It's a pretty good selection. All right, Command C to copy, bring it over to your sandwich, paste, and now we have French fries, okay? I'm gonna make them a little bit smaller. I like a smaller fry, personally. And I'm gonna double click and call this French fry. Ooh, I misspelled that. Going to call this French fry, and then I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I have a copy of French fry, which is fine, and you can see my contextual taskbar comes up, and I'm going to hit Command T, and it will bring up other items, and I need to reflect my French fry, and now you can see I kind of have a pile of fries. It looks a little bit different. I can angle it too as well. Put as many fries as you want on there. I'm going to do a double order, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type lunch is ready. So I'm going to get my type tool, which is right here. I'm going to type lunch is ready. And there goes the alarm. And I'm going to make that a light blue color. Okay, so what I did is I double clicked, and I go into here and I pick a lighter blue, and then I hit OK, and it picks it for me. Now I want you to look at the different fonts, and I want you to choose one that you like. I specifically want you to go to more fonts, and you can look at things that are in different categories. I want you to pick a handwritten font. Any of these will work, your choice. And I'm going to choose this Blambot. You choose whichever one you want, and I'm going to do bold. Okay, lunch is ready. I want you to take your type tool, put it before the R, and I want you to hit the delete key and then hit return, and now things are on more than one line. And I want you to now, okay, put this over here. But as you can tell, it's really hard to read right now. I'm also going to tilt it just a little bit. It's still hard to read. So what we're going to do, once again, is we're going to go to, first of all, we got to hit return. If you don't see your things, hit return. Go to layer, layer style, and we're going to go to stroke. Okay, then you can choose any color you want. I'm going to click on here. It brings up this dialog box. Take the eyedropper out, and I can choose the plate here, okay, and it will make it that. And so I love this, and make sure it's outside, and then you can choose the size that you want. I recommend that you do about a size 27 outside, normal, opacity. This is what happens if you change the opacity. I want it 100%, and I want you to hit OK. And now I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. Okay, great. Lunch is ready. Now I can still edit this text. I'm going to put in an exclamation mark. So I'm going to type in lunch is ready, exclamation mark, and there it is. Okay, one last thing. We're going to add a box underneath the plate to have it kind of going. So I want you to go to the tablecloth, and I want you to click there, and then I want you to go down to the rectangle tool, which is down toward the bottom, and I'm going to have you draw a box about right here for fun. Okay, and as you can see, it's now below the plate. If you have it somewhere else, just drag it, and I want it below the plate. Beautiful. Lunch is ready. And now I want you to move it so that it's kind of with the text like this. Lunch is ready. Great. I personally don't like the blue on blue. You can do it if you want. So I'm going to make now the inside of this. This is artist choice. I can go back and I can change this to white. You don't have to. I just want it to look a little bit different. Okay, great. Lunch is ready. Look at all these different things. One last thing, we're going to add mustard to our sandwich. So I'm going to grab the French fry copy because I want to be on one of those upper layers. I'm going to grab the pencil tool and I'm going to double click on my colors over here and I'm going to pick a mustardy color. Depends how mustardy your mustard is. And I want you to create a new layer, call it mustard. And now I want you to make a mustard shape so it looks like I squirted it on there. And I'm going to go to layer, layer style, and I want you to go to bevel and emboss. Oops, I want you to go to inner bevel, smooth, a depth of 428%, size 18, soften to 4, screen to 50, multiply to 46, and now it looks like a little squirt of ketchup, or sorry, mustard, and hit OK. Now, as you can see, we have this big blank area over to the left-hand side. You get to pick one item to add to your lunch. Okay, so maybe it's a cookie, maybe it's a dessert. I've had students go very non-traditional before. It could be a pile of spaghetti. I want you to challenge yourself with your selection tools to see what you can bring in. Okay, Command Save. We're going to pretend I have everything, including my missing item here that you get to choose. And I want you to go to File, and I now want you to go to Export, Export As, and you're going to go to JPEG High and hit Export. Okay, put it in my sandwich file, save. Now you're going to go into Schoology and you're going to turn in, let me show you, your JPEG, JPG, and your Photoshop file PSD. Wonderful. All right, thank you. Good luck on your project.